Well, who would have thought? We're in the month of love right now, and I ended up going to see this movie, Whistle. And by golly, if it wasn't the power of lesbianism that can save you from death. I mean, it's 2026, right? Everybody is a lesbian nowadays. But this movie, like, really amped up that love to like 1,000 to the point where it's breaking death's barriers down to be able to resurrect the person you really love, even if you just met them like a week ago. But Whistle was pretty interesting, right? It was a fun movie. It follows these teens that find this Aztec death whistle, and if you blow the whistle, you hear this horrifying scream, and anyone that hears the scream ends up summoning their death to come and kill them. Now, however you would have died in your future is how you're going to die now. So if you died in a fire, you'll spontaneously combust. If you died while drowning in your 80s, you would literally shrivel up and become almost age 80, and then have fluid build up in your lungs. And if you died in a car accident, you could literally die from car accident wounds while not even being in the street. You could be in your bedroom and still get hit by a truck. It's fucking outrageous. But so these teens end up having to find a way to defeat their own deaths or to postpone their own deaths. And they end up, the two last surviving teens end up doing so by the power of, love. And let's be honest, I had no idea that Dafne Keen was going to be in this movie, right? So Dafne Keen plays the main character, Chrysanthemum, or Chris for short. And she has this horrible backstory, right, of stuff that happened to her on why she's now in this new town with her cousin. And it turns out that she ends up falling in love with one of the other characters, Ellie. So let's be honest, it was pretty hot seeing Dafne Keen, everyone's favorite little Miss Wolverine, making out with this other chick. She is 21, so at least she's of age, but she is still youthful, which is why I guess she's playing a teenager. But damn, it was a lot of fun. But it was also kind of a whack film. Not scary, I would say, at all. I mean, the whole whistle, the effects of the whistle, the curse of the whistle kind of reminded me of Smile, right? Like anyone that sees or hears or sees your death or whatever after the smile thing gets you, the curse is passed on. And that's pretty much what happens in this film. And even the ending is very reminiscent to Smile 2, where she has her smile creature come out of her in front of her whole audience. This ending of this movie is very much so the same thing. So if you see it, wait till after the credits. But it was definitely a whatever film, honestly. I would give it like a 2 out of 5, like for scares and how good the movie was overall. It was kind of whatever. Nick Frost being in it was what allured me to see it in the trailers. But man, he was pretty much a glorified cameo. But yeah, I don't know. It was definitely a whatever's. But again, let's be honest. Dafne Keen is gorgeous, and I'm just glad to see her in something else. I was waiting for her to pull claws out in certain scenes, and she still fought, so that was cool. But yeah, whistle. As my boy Jiminy Cricket would say, give a little whistle. Or maybe not. Maybe no more whistling. No more whistles now.